So, Fai, that if you're there, you can speak up. That means just calling on you now.
Okay, I see recording in progress. Are you recording?
Yes, I am. It seems Fider is not online. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Fider, we just saw your comments. It's fine. So today we'll be looking at session 2 and session 3 for basic class. And then before I start, I'll first of all apologize for the postponement of the session 2 class that was supposed to be held on Sunday. That was last week. It was due to some what was it called? Unplanned for events that that actually came up. So apologies for that. And then well, today we'll be ensuring that we cover as much as possible in this basic unit. Just be rest assured that will be concluding this basic skill today. Be rest assured. So let's kick off. Firstly, do we have our systems on? Do you have our systems on and then our Excels opened on our system? Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Aisha. Zainab, is your Excel open on your system? Okay, Zainab, my question is that I'm asking if our Excels are open on our system.
Yes. Excel is open on my system. I think it's 10, Windows 10. I don't know much about all this stuff, but I think it's Windows 10.
Okay. It's fine. You have an Excel installed on your PC, it's fine. And thanks for also reminding me of the Excel versions. That's fine. If you have Excel 2010, Excel 2016, Excel 2007, Excel 2019, it's fine. But we are using older versions. But if we are using older versions, when we get to advanced, intermediate and advanced skill, we'll be experiencing some kind of absenteeism of functions and the likes. So thank you, Zainab. So to start it, we'll be looking at session 2, which is understanding the ribbon tab. So the ribbon tab, we'll be knowing what is a ribbon tab, what are the child tabs in ribbon tab. We have the home tab, the insert tab, the page layout. We have the data tab, review tab, view tab, and design tab. So going by the explanation of the ribbon tab, what's the ribbon tab? A ribbon tab is a tab that is located at the header of your workbook, or let me say your worksheets. So how do we identify a ribbon? A ribbon comprises of various tools on your header. From my screen, can you see my mouse? My mouse is navigated on the home tab. And then to the right of it is the insert tab. Right to the right of insert tab is the page layout tab. And to the right of page layout tab is the formula tab. And to the right of it is the data tab. And to the right of data tab, we have the review tab. And to the right of review tab, we have the view tab. And to the right of view tab, we have a custom tab. This custom tab is what I titled or named Navigate Sheets. This is a custom tab. I'll be explaining that later. And to the right of my custom tab, I have the developer tab. So I'll be explaining what each of these tabs means and the tools or functions that can be found in each of them and their uses. So going by the next unit, which is the chart types in Ribbon tab. Before I identify the chart types in Ribbon tab, I have been able to explain what the Ribbon tab is and what are the tabs in the Ribbon tab. The Ribbon tab also include the file. This file tab is your Ribbon tab. And then the user ID, which is my name here, is also a tab here in the Ribbon. And then this share icon too, it can also is a tab in the Ribbon tab. So before I go to the chart types in Ribbon tab, are there any questions for Unit 1? What is Ribbon tab? Please, if you have a question, you can simply unmute yourself and speak. Okay, I'll take that as no answer. So we'll go to Unit 2, which is chart types in Ribbon tab. So as I've explained before, as I've said before, I said the Ribbon tab comprises of the file tab, home tab, inside tab, page layout tab, formulas, data, review view, custom tab, developer tab, the user ID tab, the share tab. So all these are the child or the children tabs in the Ribbon tab. So the Ribbon tab just comprises or is a family of one or more tabs, or is a collection of tabs which is located at the header of your workbook or of an open workbook. So now we'll be identifying the home tab. So the home tab now is this. So this home tab comprises of various tools that can be used to manipulate your data in your worksheets. So to start with, I'll go by this paste session here, which signifies the function of pasting a copied data into another cell. So this is what this paste functions does. Why this cuts? What it does that it copies a particular text, or let me say it copies a text or a value from a cell, and then you place or you paste that value into another cell. And by pasting that value into another cell, the value that was copied in the previous cell is not retained in that cell. So it has been moved from cell A to cell B. Why the copy function, what it does is that it takes the command of duplicating a value or a text from a cell. It duplicates it, and then to paste or to cut that, it is done through with the help of copy. Because if your what's it called, your mouse doesn't get the copied cell, it can't paste nor can it cut the text from the cell. While this format painter, what it does that It's a kind of functions that makes you to perform the function of giving the same characteristics of a cell to another cell. That is, you want the design or the formatting on a particular cell to be the same on another cell. So this area, now I'll be explaining it practically on how this is done. So let me open a new workbook. Okay, I have opened a new workbook named as a new worksheet rather, named as sheet 2. So let me type in some values, or let me text in column A, row 1. So which is let me say Excel. Okay, so my cell A1 is holding a value known as Excel. Now I want to copy this value in A1 to B1. So what I would do now is that I will place my cursor on cell A1. As you can see, go to your home tab and then click on copy, or to see the list of variety of copies, you can click this drop down menu. You can see copy as picture, but in this case we are not copying as picture, we are only copying as text. Maybe we have an image now, then we can select copy as picture, but in this case we are dealing with text. So what you do now is click on this copy and then select any cell that you want to paste the value on. So let me select cell D1. So click on cell D1. Let me pin this. So click on cell D1 and then use the paste function. Done. So we can see that we've been able to copy cell A1 to cell D1. So let's move to the cut function. So don't forget, I said that the cut function will not retain the value of the initial cell. So the value of the cell or of the initial cell will be transferred or moved to another cell, and that function is known as cut. So to do that, let me copy this cell here, cell A1, which carries the value Excel. Copy. Let me paste here on cell A4. Okay, now I want to perform the cut function. So to perform the cut function, what we do now is you place same way we did on A1, do the same for A4. So what you do is you click on cell A4 and then you navigate to the cut function in the home tab, click on the cut function and then go to any of your desired cell you want to paste the cut cell on. So let's use cell D4, then click on this function paste. So we can see how the initial value of cell A4 has been transferred or moved to cell D4. So cell D4 now is carrying the value of cell A4. Cell A4 was holding the initial data known as Excel, and now it has been transferred or moved to another cell known as D4. So this function is known as cut. So with the help of cut function, allows us to move or transfer data or a text value from a cell to another cell without retaining the information in the previous cell. So the difference between a copy and a cut function is that a copy text function or copy a copy function, what it does is that it still retains that value in the initial cell, while the cut copy does not retain the value in the what's it called, in the initial cell. So that's that on cut, copy, and cut and copy. So for the formatting painter now, like I said, it provides the formatting style of a particular cell to be the same or to be identical on another cell. So let me color this cell A1 as the team color. Let me color it to orange. Okay, now you observe that A1 is having a background color of orange, while D4 is having no background or is having no background at all. So I want to format that. Okay, A1, I want you to perform this same operation you have, or this same formatting you have on A1. I want it to be on D1 as well. So what you do is you click on the initial cell that has the formatting painter or the formatting style that you require. So you highlight, you click on it, and then you go to format painter, and then you go to the referenced or what to the cell or to the other cell that needs that formatting, and in this case it is D1. So you can see that on the click of format painter and then navigating to D4, you can see that the cursor is having it is having two icons there. We have the plus icon and the second one that looks like a brush by its side. So that means it's actually a formatting style. So we click on it. So you can see how the formatting style of A1 has also been performed on D1. So that's the how to use the cut, the copy, and the format painter. Any question before we go on? Is it all clear? Please, one person should speak so I can know that it's all clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, what's the name, please?
Zuna.
Okay, Zuna. Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. So, we'll be looking at the next one under the home section, which is the what's it called, the font family or the font name. So, or the theme fonts, whatsoever name you want to call it. So this section here, what it does is that it has a list of family names or font names or theme names that your text can be transformed into. And from my screen here, we can see some names which are Calibri Light, Calibri, Agency FB, Algerian, Area Black, Area Narrow, till the end of this, which is Ugothic UI Semilight. So these family names or these team names, what's the function is that it transforms the text. It transforms your text into different predefined text styles. So for default, this Excel or this text family font is known as Calibri. So for me to play around, let me say I want to play around the styling of this text now. Okay. You can just go, you can simply just go to your theme font and then select any font name here. So you see how the changes are. You can see that this text value in D1, the theme font is known as Band Script, while for the one of A1 is known as Calibri. So let me try for D4, and then let me select Area Narrow. Area Rounded. So Area Rounded, you can see that there are just different styling of the text. So this depends on your discretion or on your decision on what your preference is actually is, or what your organization's theme fonts actually is. So another thing to look about here in the font is the bold. This B stands for bold, this I stands for italic, and this U stands for underline. Okay, so let me, just like transforming your text, all these things are known as transformation of text. So you want to probably style your text in a way that is more professional, in a way that it's very user friendly, in a way that is user experienced friendly as well. So on cell F2, I want to type a text here known as learn. So, okay, and this learn section now, I want to bold my text. To bold your text, you use this B, which stands for bold, and the shortcut is Control B. You can see that the weight of the text is is okay than it's better than the previous one. You can see. So I want to italize this text. You use this I, which is Control I. The shortcut is I, and then for this U, which is underline, you want to underline this text. So to underline your text, you make use of this icon, which is U, and the shortcut is Control U. Okay. So let me write some notes on the board for shortcuts, because these are basic shortcut that one needs to learn in Excel. So shortcuts in Excel for basic. So Control plus B, then meaning, or okay, Control B means to bold text. Control plus C means to copy text, and then Control plus I means to italize text, and Control plus X means to cut text, and then Control plus P means to paste the copied text, to paste copied or cut text. Okay, so these are just the primary what's it called, shortcuts. So okay, so this section here, which is the A, the bigger A and the smaller A. So what this does is to increase your font size and to decrease your font size. And another way of doing this is to actually use these numbers, these font size numbers, which ranges from A to the end, probably 10,000, 100, and the likes. You know that we are using a text font of a font size or a text size of 10,000. That would be like a billboard on your screen. So it's better we use a reasonable text size to suit what we want to use it for, or to suit the purpose, its purpose. So let's try this out. So to increase the text size for D1, yeah, please speak up.
Someone is raising our hand. She have a question.
Okay, thank you, Aisha, for that. Please, if your hand is raised up.
Yes, sorry, yes, I was the one. I didn't want to obstruct what you were saying.
Okay.
What about Control V? I normally use Control V as space, although I've not tried Control P as space. So I don't know if
Sorry,
it's
that
also
was
correct. Excel.
no. Sorry. Sorry about that. It's Control V. Control V.
Okay.
Thanks for the correction. Thank you. Control P is actually to print. Control plus P to print your workbook or your worksheets. Thank you, Fidat. So that means you're really following up. Thank you very much. So to increase the font size of your text, so you make use of these numbers. Let me use, okay, you can see that it's changing. 22, 24 decreasing, 18, 16, 14 decreasing, 11 decreasing, decreasing. So to increase, you go in ascending order. So you can just unclick anyone that you want. So as well as this two increase font size and then decrease font size. So the only difference is that instead of picking a particular number here or particular text size here, what you do is that you click on this, you click on it, so it increases it by itself. So that about that. So the next one is this area here, the bottom border. So this bottom border is that it creates border around your cells. So for D1, D1 has no, even in fact, this whole worksheet does not have any border attached to it. But for you to create a border on probably the cells that you are working on or the active sheet that you are working on, what you do is that my active sheet I'm currently working on is on D1. So I want to create a border around this D1. So to do that, you navigate to this section here that has this tooltip known as the bottom border, or you click on this drop down list. You can see the function which says apply borders to the currently selected cells. So you click on it and then select any of the border that you want to perform on this. So here I'll be clicking on all borders. So we can see that borders is created round about D1, but it's not too obvious. So you can actually increase the weight of your borders. To still do that, you can navigate to the drop down list here and then come to more borders. So to do that, what you do now is you can see the different border styles that has more weight. So you can select any of your preference here. So let me select this because I want a thicker border style. So I've clicked on this. So the next thing is for the four corners of these borders, because I have selected this now, so I have to now click on each of these areas to bring out the borders on the cell. So to do that, I've clicked on it. Place your mouse on each of these borders. So this is done. Then click on OK. So we can see that the weight of the border now is more than the previous one. So that's about that on borders. So let's see play around another border style. So this one, top border, what it does that it just gives the border to the top of your cell. Why this left border to the left, the right border to the right. Why the no border, it's off the border on that cell. So let me use this no border on D1. So to do that, click on your drop down menu and then click on no border. You can see that the no border has off or switched off the border on D1. So that's done on that. So the next one now is the color, the fill color or the background color, and the text or the font color. So this border, this fill color, what it does is that it paints the background of your cell. While this text color or the font color, it formats the individual text or characters of your cell. So let's try out D4. So I want to change the background of D4 to green. So to do that, navigate to the color, to the fill color, and then select green. This is done. So to perform the font color now. So the font color, click on, I'm on F2 now. Then select, let me select this color here, gold accent 4. So you can see that all these are formatting, text formatting, all these text formatting. So using the bold, the italic, the underline, the border, the fill color, the font color, the increase font, decrease font, the theme fonts, the sizes, they are all text styling. So, and then this will now make us to move to the alignment. So this session now talks about the alignment of your text now. So let me write a series of text here. Let me say Microsoft Excel users are always proficient. Okay, now, so I want to align this text. By default, the alignment of this text is bottom aligned. So for the alignment of this text now, we have the top aligned, we have the middle aligned, and then we have the bottom aligned. So what this does is that it actually tells you the positioning of your text. Is it aligned in a top position? Is it aligned on a middle position, or is it aligned at the bottom position? So this function enables you to actually make your preference on how you want to structure your text. Then the other form of alignment is it to the left? Is it to the right? I'm sorry, is it to the left? Is it to this? Is it to the center? And is it to the right? And then we have the justified, for the justified alignment. So I'll be explaining that now. So I'll be combining these categories of alignment. Is it top aligned? If it is top aligned, do you want it to be placed on the left position, or do you want it to be placed on the center, or do you want it to be placed to the right? So I'll be showing us the practical example on how to do this. So let me increase the area of cell A18. Okay, to do that, just place your mouse on row 18 and ensure that your cursor changes to this plus icon. So once it changes to that plus icon, you drag it down. Okay, I've increased the area of cell A18. So let's perform the alignment now. So this alignment now is bottom aligned. So because it is bottom aligned now, I want to position it to the center. So to do that, you click on this positioning elements, click on center. It will adjust it at least a bit up to the middle. So we can see. So let's say I want to position it to the left. So it's already to the left now. You can see the changes. And let me say I want to position it to the right. You can see the changes, the variations, how it's moving. So let me make use of the middle align. you can see that it moves the text up. So now I want to position this movement of my text. Is it to the right or to the left? So make use of this to the left, this to the center, and this to the right. So let me make use of the top aligned. So the top aligned now is positioned at the right. So I want to position it to the center, position to the left. So you can see how these are changing. So this, the alignment of text, or let me say the position of text, is made possible through the use of alignment. So, and then we'll now go to the next one, which is orientation. So this orientation is actually changing the direction of your text in a clockwise direction or in a counterclockwise direction, or it could be vertical or in another, or it's, let me just say, transform the orientation of your cell either vertically or horizontally or clockwisely. So that's what this function does. So the next one now is the indents, the decrease indent and the increase indent. So this indenting now is what we all know as the tab. The tab. So what this indent does is that it gives a particular spacing of your text in the cell. Let me type in let's say Excel here. To the beginning of your text, right? To the beginning of your text, click on, let's say, this increase indents. You can see how it's moving. It's moving. So to decrease indent, it's still the same way as pressing your tab key on your keyboard. Now I'm pressing my tab key now. I don't know why this one is not showing here. Okay, it's actually not working here. But the main purpose of this indent is that it gives a particular spacing between your text or word in your Excel, and you can make use of that using what's it called, this indent function, increase and decrease. So that's what this does. So now we'll be looking at the wrap text and the merge center. So what this wrap text does is that if your text floats outside the width of your cell, that means you have to make use of this wrap text. So if you look at cell A18, we can see that our text floats out of the of its active cell, which is A18. So this value now has been extended to cell B18, but B18 does not capture the the value in cell 18. So to ensure that your data is contained within cell 18, you make use of this wrap text so that it doesn't affect user experience. It doesn't affect user experience when looking at the data. So to do that now, to wrap this text within cell 18, you click on this function here, which is wrap text. So you can see that the text has been floated into cell 18. So the width is not affected. The width is not affected at all now, because the wrap text has been able to wrap those texts into the particular cell, into the active cell that we're actually working on, and not providing a false look that cell B4, that cell B18 actually contains that information. So that's what wrap text does. So for merge and center, so what merge and center does is that it merges it merges two or more sheets together, or two or more cells rather. Sorry, I'm so familiar with the word sheets. Please pardon me with that. It combines two or more cells together. So that's what merge center does. Two or more sheets together. So let me go up, let me navigate up and say that I want to merge cell F and cell F1 and cell G1 together. So to do that, to merge cells, you highlight cell F1 and cell G1. So to highlight, what you do is that you simply place your mouse on cell F1 and then still left click that that active cell F1, then drag to the right of G1, or drag to the right of H1, or drag to the cell of or to the column of your desired cells that you want to merge together. So to do that now, I have highlighted from cell F1 to cell I1. So the next thing now is release your left click and then go select merge and center, or click on this drop down arrow and select the various functions to use. So in this case, I'll select merge cells. So we can see that cell F1 and from cell F1 to cell I1 has been all meshed together. So I will I'll type in a text here, learn Excel. Learn Excel. Okay, so let me perform some form of styling here, as we've learned previously. Let me select this color. Let me middle align. Let me position it to the center. Okay, and then let me change the font color to. So let me select this. Okay, so you can see the text styling now. So all these functions enable you to to perform all these functions. So the next one now is the general, or the what's it called, the formats, the number formats, or the cell formats. So these cell formats now, you have various tools here. You have the general, the number, the currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific. So that's all what this cell format does. So all these are just shortcuts. We have the $sign, the percentage, the comma, which stands for accounting, this the increased decimal and the decreased decimal. So let me just try a practical example here. Let me say I have a data, or let me say I have a value known as 10,000. Let me put amount here. Amount 10,000. Let me, okay, sorry, input here, customer name. Then let me put amount here. Okay, so I want us to know something here in Excel, is that this cell format here, the general, number, currency, accounting, date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, and text. So Excel has been built in such a way that if you are dealing with names, names are just alphabets. They are letters, right? They are noun and they comprise of letters, right? Why numbers, or let me say amounts are only dealt in when you are dealing with amount in figures, you are only dealing with numbers. So Excel has been built in such a way that it can identify if you are dealing with an alphabet or letters, or you are dealing with numbers or figures. So you can easily configure your cell that, okay, that the input of this particular cell, the input to this particular cell should be a text cell. If it is a text cell, that means you are dealing with what's it called? You are dealing with ABC, that is, you are dealing with letters. So even though you are writing numbers as text, it will capture the number as text because you have specified that, hey, youth cell, I want you to take any value that is placed on you as a text cell. But if this value that is placed on you is not a text cell, I want you to define it as number. So if you are dealing with amount, it could be number. Your number can be transformed to currency. It can transform to accounting. It can transform to short date. It can transform to long date. It can transform to time. It can transform to percentage. It can transform to fraction, to scientific. But anything at the size of this is text. And also this general format now, what it does that you can see from the icon is having ABC 1 to 3, that it combines if your cell is letters or text, or if it is what it is 1 to 3. So there is no defined value given to this cell. So if you type in numbers, if you type in letters, it just takes it as it is until you specify that, okay, I need you to treat this in this way. So let me go back to this. So customer name now. Let me put some series of names here. So please, I'll be using some person's names here. Let me use Faidat, Aisha, and Dami. Okay, so then these are months here. If you observe that from in G7, the format here is still general, so it's not defined. So even if you write 1, if you write 2, if you write probably combination of letters and numbers, it just takes that as it is. But this one, I want it to come out in numbers. So you just click on number, and then let me say 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Okay, so I want us to observe something here. You see that that amount here is 20,000, and it is capturing that amount as a number because it is having 2 decimals at the back, while Aisha's and Dami's amount has no decimals number at the back. So this implies that it only takes these text values as it is because the user has not specified that, okay, I need you to perform this as a number or as a currency or as an accounting or as a time. So because you are dealing with amount, now what you do now is you specify that Aisha's and Dami's amount, which is located on G8 and G9, should be captured as number. So what you do is go to the format, so the number format, and then click on number. So you can see the variations now. I made the changes, which has now been affected. So this, I think this is well said now. So, well, this doesn't actually make any sense for now because we are dealing with amount, and then amount, we know that amount has to do with currencies. These are just numbers. This has to be affected by what? By currencies. So we want to transform this now to currency. Highlight your cell, highlight the cells, and then go to the number format, click on currency. So we can see that the currency style has been attached to them. By default, it is $sign. So because you are in a country that uses Naira currency, or you are working in an organization that deals with dollar currency, and then you are expected to prepare this kind of collation in $sign. So this is okay, but you want to transform it to a Nigerian currency. So to do that, you click on, just we can highlight the cell and then go to the number format. You come to more number formats, and then you are still on currency. Then here you click, you come to symbol. This is a symbol, and then you search for Nigerian currency. Although the inbuilt function here, you can't find the Naira sign, but you can only find NGN, and NGN stands for Nigerian Naira. So you just click on either of these and then press N on your keyboard till it reaches NGN. So this is it, NGN. Click on it, and then so these decimal places now you don't need probably you don't want decimals to appear in your figures. You can easily just clear it out and then click OK. So your entry cannot be used. An integer or decimal number may be required. So because you are dealing with currency now, so that means you have to include your decimals here. So if you add 2, nothing. But if you add 0, let's see what it does. So done. So that means a value, that means you have to put a decimal value on that function, which is 0. But if you leave it blank, you get an error. So you can select as many. You can say, let me put 4, 0. You can see how it's changing. If you can say 10. Well, that's odd. When dealing with amount, the highest decimals is just 2. So let's leave it at 2. So you can see that it has been changed automatically. So another way of doing this is that you can actually insert symbols. So let me put 20,000. I want to insert symbols. I want to insert symbols on from H7 to H9. So to do that, come to insert symbols. Click on symbols. You actually see a Naira sign here. Sometimes it's very rare to look for. Or just click on where's my okay? Sorry, this one is on Wingdings. Why am I not seeing it? Oh. Okay, I think I will find it here. Naira, where are you? Okay, I'll look for it later, Joe. So I don't waste time here. So any question on this? Any question on this? Do you have any question? Okay, I'll take that in the absence of no question. Let's continue. So you can just play around this area, this number area. So let me say I want to change this H7, which has 20,000 to currency. Sorry, to percentage. So it does it this way. So you can just play, you can play around that. So the next one I'll be looking at is the conditional formatting. So this conditional formatting, what it does is that it performs a particular or a specific instruction if it is achieved, that it should do it this way, else it should give you another result. So let's try this area here. Find that amount. I find that amount is 20,000 naira. Aisha is 30,000 and Dami is 40,000 naira. Okay, now I want to ask Excel that if find that amount is less than 30,000, you should highlight Aisha's it should highlight Faida's value as red. So that's what to do. So we want to format this cell to red based on a given condition. So that's the purpose of conditional formatting. So let's perform that now. So to do that, you navigate to conditional formatting. Use the less than. Okay, I said 30,000 is less than 30,000. Okay, so what's the instruction? That it should fill it with red fill with dark red text. So these are an inbuilt function already. So there are a series of choices to pick from. So you can select your own custom format, anyone you want. So this is actually based on formatting the background or whatsoever. So just to highlight that particular text if it meets that criteria. So let me leave it at this and click OK. So we can see that it has formatted it because this value is less than 30,000. So let me try for Aisha and Dami.
Sorry about that. I didn't get the conditional formatting.
Okay. I said for the conditional formatting helps you to perform a particular operation based on a given condition. So you are asking Excel that you have a series of data or an amount in your worksheet that if the cells has a value that is less than 20,000, I need you to highlight those cells. And for you to see the cells that has been highlighted, it would have to format the background to a color of your choice. And in this case, it has been formatted to red based on the condition that has been set. So let me try that back again. So I highlighted Fida's amount, which is on G7, right? So I want to perform the operation that if Aisha's if Fida's amount is less than 30,000, I need you to highlight that cell and paint it red. So to do that, go to conditional formatting. Don't forget you are using the less than. Highlight cell values, which is based on greater than or less than or between, equal to, text that contains a date occurring or duplicate values. But in this case now we are making use of less than. So click on less than. Okay. So automatically it has picked this cell, format cells that are less than 20,000. No, this is not our instruction. So we are asking Excel to format cells that are less than 30,000 on cell G7. So what should it do? Should it light red fill with dark red text or yellow fill with dark yellow text? So all these are just the output that it will return if it's found that find that amount is less than 30,000. So let me click on light red fill. So I've clicked on light red fill. The next thing is to click OK. Do you understand now? Find that.
It's still a little bit confusing, but
Okay,
I'll
I'll
go back to it.
I will ensure you get it before I move on. Is there anyone else that needs clarity on this? All right, I copied that into another cell. Okay, let me put some names here. Let me add Uzuchukwu. Jengborum. Sorry about that. It's five that's 10,000. Sorry, let me switch off this clear room so I can start from beginning. 10,000, 20,000, 15,000, 30,000. Okay, now so the conditional statement here, or the conditional formatting, is that phi that is working on the data, and she's expected to highlight values that are less than let me say 25,000 naira. This name and amount. Okay. So this operation we want to perform now. So from cell B2 to cell B5, I need a cell to help me highlight the values that are less than 25,000 naira. And you know that in our we can see physically that B2, B3, and B4 are values that are less than 25,000 naira. But in the case where you have what's it called, large volumes of data, and they know when you say you want to start checking it one after the other, it will be very time consuming. But for you to do that, you can make use of that conditional formatting. So that's the essence of conditional formatting. So let's now use the conditional formatting. I like that cell. So let me highlight the whole area, which is column B. Let me say all the data are in column B. So I like column B, and then go to conditional formatting based on the criteria that you want to set. So I like cells rules, which is based on what? A conditional that the data you have here, that should highlight those values that are less than 25,000 naira. So click on less than, enter the value 25,000 naira, then click OK. Come on, something is wrong somewhere. It's not supposed to highlight everything. Less than. Okay. So it's because of the Naira sign attached to it. So we can see now. Do you understand phi that now? That it highlighted phi that Aisha and Dami's amounts because their amount are less than 25,000 naira. But Uzuchukwu's amount is 30,000 naira. And because Uzuchukwu's amount is greater than 25,000 naira, that is why it is not highlighting it. Do you get the condition now?
Okay. Yes, I get the concept now. Thank you.
You're welcome. So for the greater than now, is still the same way of doing it. So let me what's it called? Clear the rule. So to declare the rule here, click on the column you are working on, and then conditional formatting, clear rules from selected cells. Okay, so now I want to use this criteria to be based on 30 what's it called? 30,000 naira. That are greater than 20,000 naira. So to do that, so this second criteria is that Frida is working on data and she's expected to highlight values that are less than, that are greater than 20,000 naira. Okay, so to do that, highlight the cells, navigate to conditional formatting, highlight cells values, and select greater than. How much are we looking at? 25,000 naira. So let me check it. Okay. That are greater than 20,000 naira. Okay. 20,000. So you can see that it's only Izuchukwu's amount now that has the value that is greater than 20,000 naira. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So which other one? So all these they are the same way of performing the operations. If this is in between, let's try between. Let's say it's between 10,000 and 20,000. Don't forget to align the cells between 10,000 and 20,000. You can see. So the reason why 30,000 naira is highlighted is because I haven't cleared the formatting of the earlier one I did. So one has to be very careful in handling these things. So what to do now is you clear rules from selected cells. So let's try that back again. Conditional formatting between 10,000 and 20,000. So you can see how 10,000, 20,000, 15,000 belonging to Frida, Aisha, and Dami has been highlighted. So that's how to work on conditional formatting. So the next one now is any question on conditional formatting? Okay, another thing I would like us to know here is the duplicate value, how to identify duplicate values. Let me clear the formatting here. So let me copy some text here. I want to copy cell A2 to B4. Okay, and I've pasted it now. So I want to obviously we know that there are duplicates in this value due to the copy and paste that I did. So I want to identify the duplicate values in this data. So what to do is still similar. So you highlight that particular column that you are working on or the active sheet that you are working on. For me now, for us, what we're handling with now is column B. So I highlight column B and then go to conditional formatting, highlight cells values, and then click on duplicate values. So these duplicate values, you highlight those values that are repeated more than once. I mean, more than a time. That is, they are appearing 2 or more times. So that's what this duplicate values does. It will highlight those values that appears more than a time. So click on duplicate values. So I didn't select OK. Duplicate values, OK. So you can see that Faidas Aisha has done me on A2, A3, A4, and then A6, A7, and then A8. You can see that their months are duplicates. They are duplicates. So this is a way of identifying duplicates in your data. So you can actually, probably via performing some kind of reconciliation. So you can actually identify if you have duplicate values in your data. Any question before forge ahead? Any question, please? Okay, I'll take that as no question. So we'll move forward. Format as table. Let me just briefly explain this. So for these format tables, it's just a way of formatting your table using different lights, using medium or dark. It's just a theme, the theme fonts for a table. Let me create a table on this sheet. Let me should I erase this, or let me just copy this out on a new sheet. Okay. So actually, this is a table, because normally a table is what's it called? Is an element that contains a row and a column. And then in our previous session, we've learned what a row is, what a column is, and how to identify a row and a column. So your worksheet is actually a table in disguise. So to create a table in Excel, so this is how to create a table in Excel. The reason why I'm showing us this is formatting as tables. So to do that, to create table in Excel, I like the whole area. That's A, B to row 8. Then what you do now is you can use a shortcut to create a table. To do that, you press Control T or Control L. So you can see this information. Pop-up box is on the screen. Can you see my screen? Well, if you click using the shortcut Control T, you have a pop-up box that will show up, which is known as create table. So you click on OK. My table has a dash. Click on it and then click on OK. So once you click on OK, you see the various styling. You see the various styling of your formatting tables. You can see how it's changing as I'm navigating to the different areas. Please, can you all see the dynamics? Hello, is anyone, are you there?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. So that's that about formats as tables. You can see how everything is changing. Do we get? So thank you very much for that. So cell styles. So it's still, you can see how everything is changing. So it now depends on what you want. So for the cell styles, I think I'll prefer this blue. So done. So the insert, delete, formats. So what this does is that it has the insert cells, insert sheet rows, insert sheet columns, insert sheets. So this insert sheet now, what does that? It creates a new worksheet. Like my like this workbook that is open now, my current active sheet is sheet 4. So if I want to create a new sheet now, I can use this insert sheet. It will create another sheet, which I've clicked on, and has created a new sheet known as sheet 5. So the insert cells now, what it does is that it just highlights, you can highlight A1 and then click on insert cells. So it has inserted another cell upward. So insert sheet rows, insert columns. Don't forget these columns, column A, column B, column C to column infinity. They are all columns. So to insert column to G now, you can click on insert and then insert columns. It has added another column. So to insert row, I want to insert a row to row 4. Insert sheet rows. So you can see that a new row has been created. So the next one is the format. So this format, you have the row height, auto fit row height, column width, auto fit, default width, rename sheets, up to format cells. So this row, I'll just explain the row height and the auto fit row height. So this row height is actually it increases or decreases the height of your rows. So if you click on, presently my row is row 7 and I want to increase the row height. So this is on 14.5. So I want to increase it to 40. So you can see that row 7 now has been increased. So same thing as, it's still same thing as dragging row 7. Dragging row 7 up or row 7 down. And for the column, you see the same way as dragging to the right to increase it, or dragging backward to decrease the column height. So do we get that?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. So thank you, Shokumbi. So the next one now is the auto sum. The auto sum, average, count numbers, max, minimum, more functions. But these are still basic functions that we'll still look at. But for the sake of this class, I'll be using the auto sum function. So this auto sum function, what it does is that it automatically calculates the sum of your amount of values you have. So going to this worksheet, sheet 4 now, I want to auto sum these values, these amounts, B2 to B8. So to automatically sum these values, you make use of the auto sum. So to auto sum, you click on the auto sum icon or the information written on it. Then once you click on it, you get the sum. So you can see that it has been summed automatically. And another way of doing this by shortcut is to use your control key, your shortcut key, which is Alt equals to. So if you press Alt equals to, let me delete this. If you press Alt equals to, you still get the same as your auto sum value. So automatically it has summed having the same value as the auto sum. So that's the shortcut for auto sum. So to shortcut auto sum, that's that's Alt plus equals to auto sum values. Okay, So now you have the fill down, right, up, left, series, justify. So I'll briefly explain this. So to fill down, right, up, or left. So what this does is that it's similar to the copy function, to the copy and paste function. But the only difference is that this one actually takes the position of the cell that you want to copy the data from. Let me write some series of text here. File that. Okay, file that now is located on F2. So I want to fill file that on to the right of F2, which is G2. So to do that now, you can use the fill here. You can click fill. Now to perform any operation, ensure that you are on the active cell that you want the initial data to be done from. So now I'm on F2 now. Place your cursor on F2 or highlight your cell, which is F2. Then click on fill. I want to highlight to the right. Sorry, it's shallow. Below shallow, right? Although there's a shortcut of doing these ones, but I will say show us the way. So what to do is you place the what's it called? Your empty cell. You place your cursor on an empty cell to the right of F2. So that was not the initial explanation I made earlier. Place it to the right of the cell you want to fill the data from. So click on fill and right. So you can see that the data has been copied from F2 to G2. So to do so again for H2, place it on the empty cell of H2. Click on fill, right. So let's say I want to manipulate this data between K6 to the up of K6, to the down of K6, to the right of K6, and to the left of K6. So let me begin with to the left of K6, which is J6. So click on fill, left, done. To the down of K6, which is K7, fill, down. To the up of K6 to up, then to the right. Do we get this? So let's still play around again. Justify. So this cell has been justified. So the next one now is clear. So this clear now, what it does that you want to remove all the formatting that you have done on your sheets or on your active cell. You want to remove any form of formatting on it. You make use of the clear. So what this clear all does is that it clears the total format on your active sheets, rather. So to perform this operation, you must ensure that the cell you want to perform the operation on is highlighted. So like this now, let me highlight this whole table or this whole worksheet. So to highlight the whole worksheet, you see this triangle. Is it a form of triangle? I don't know. Is it a right angle triangle? This is not a right angle triangle, Sha. So this thing that looks like a triangle. So you click on it to highlight the whole sheets, the whole worksheet. So click on it and then you click on clear all or clear format or clear content, clear comments, clear hyperlinks. So these hyperlinks are links to probably to internet or between worksheets or to emails. So you don't need anything. So if you click on, everything will go. So you can see that I clicked all. Everything has been cleared. So there is no form of element on the cell or on the worksheet. So to undo now, you want to return back your previous operations. So to perform the operation now, you press Ctrl Z, or you make use of this thing that looks like an arrow, a backward arrow, that is to undo clear. So press Ctrl Z, or you click on this icon. I'll make use of this icon, undo. So it has returned back the value. So I want to clear the formatting of this table. So to clear the formatting of this table, let me highlight this. I will highlight this whole area and then click on clear, and then click on clear formats. You can see that the formatting has been cleared away. You can see that the formatting has been cleared away. So the shortcut now for the shortcut to undo now is Ctrl plus Z, which is undo. Y to do operations, that is to go back to the next operation that you perform before clearing it, you use Ctrl Y. That is to take you back to the front action that you did. Y to return you back to the previous action that was done. You make use of Ctrl Z. Okay, so sort and filter. So sort A to Z, sort Z to A. Hello, can you hear me? So sort A to Z now. We're in sort A to Z. So to sort to filter. So we have this data now. Let me remove this formatting. Okay. So now I want to sort this data based on names. That is, I want to sort probably from ascending order to descending order, or from descending order to ascending order. So to do that, you use this sort operation, sort A to Z or sort Z to A. So to sort A to Z now means that it will sort this value based on the lowest to highest. So I've highlighted the whole table now. Sort A to Z. You can see that Aisha's name comes first with her amount. Dami's name comes second with his amount. Faida's name comes next with her amount. While Izuchuku's name comes last with his amount. So this is how to perform sort A to Z. But if you want to sort in a descending order, you use Z to A. So that's about that. So now you want to filter. To filter now, you've highlighted the table, and then you click on filter. Then you want to filter based on some criteria, some certain thing that you are looking for. Probably you are looking for persons with 10,000 naira. So persons with 10,000 naira, find that. Or let's say you want to look for persons with 15,000 naira. That's Dami. So filter helps you to filter out what's it called, unique values from a table. So there's a shortcut of performing filtering. So to filter any data you have, ensure first of all is that you highlight your table, and then you click on sort and filter to filter your table. Or to sort, highlight your table and then use either of these categories of sorting. So the shortcut to filter your table is to use the shortcut key, press Ctrl Shift plus L. Control plus Shift plus L. That's to filter. Control plus L is to create tables. Please give me 1 minute. I want to use the restroom, please. Am I permitted? Hello, are we there? I'm back. Oh.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the class.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
thank you. So lest I forgot, I really do want us to be to be proficient in this basic skill. And then lest I forgot, there's a way of performing the fill elements. To do that, let me put some figures here. Find that. Okay, now. So alternatively, the way of performing fill, instead of using this fill area, what you do is click on the cell you want to start the fill from, and then place your cursor on the small box by the right bottom. You can see a small box there. Can we see that small box? Can you see?
Yes.
If you place your cursor to that box, your plus icon will change to a tiny one. Can we see? So after it has changed to that icon, what you do now is you left click and then you drag down. You drag it down till to the required row number that you want. So now after dragging down, you leave the left click. So you can see that it has filled down to the down of row B1. So let's say you want to fill it to the right of B1, to the column of B. So what you do now is you still place, I like the whole area or the cell. Then you take it to the right, you move it to the right, you fit to the right. To fit to the left, same way. Do we get? So let's say you want to fill up now, same way. You want to fill down, same way. You want to fill, same way. You want to fill, same way. So that's that about that. So if you are dealing with numbers, you can make use of that fill. Let's say we have serial numbers here now. You have 1, 2, 3. So you can't number in this way, saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will be so tiring. So to do that now, to ensure efficiency in your work, what you do is start the numbering with 1, then click on, type 2 on the next cell, and then highlight both 1 and 2, and then navigate to the small box and then drag down. So you can see that's how to number using fill. But if you want the numbers to be the same, what you do is, instead of highlighting the first 2 numbers, you can simply just highlight the first number and then fill down, drag and fill down. So you can see that the numbers are constant here. So the shortcut of doing this is to use the shortcut key known as Ctrl D. So Ctrl D means to duplicate. Duplicate. So let's try this now. Highlight the cell, click on Shift and your down arrow to highlight the cells area. So then press Ctrl D. You can see that it has duplicated the numbers 1 1 1 1 1 1. So let's try here. 1 and 2. Let me put 2 here. Let me drag down. Ctrl D. So you can see that it has duplicated the items. So that's how to perform fill in a shortcut way. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So the last one here and under the Home tab is the Find and Select. So this find, replace, go to special formulas, comment, conditional formality, constant, data validation, select object, selection pane. Okay, I'll be explaining this. The find function, what it does is that you are looking for, let me say, you are looking for the name FIDAT in your data, or you are looking for an amount, let me say 10,000 naira in your data. You can actually use this find function to look through your worksheets or your workbook to identify if that data exists in your worksheet or in that workbook. So if it exists, Excel will bring you to where the or to reference where the data are. Let's try find. So let's use the wo function. Click on options. So let's say find what. We are looking for, sorry, I find that. We are looking for FIDAT. Are we looking for FIDAT within the sheet or within the workbook? Let's say we're looking for FIDAT within the workbook. So click on this drop down menu and click on workbook. You can, it's at your own discretion to choose either of these or to leave it unchecked. So let's click, if you click on find next, it will be checking for FIDAT one after the other. But if you click on find all, it will look through the entire worksheet and then enumerate the worksheet or the areas where FIDAT is. So it depends on your choice. If I click on find all, let me click on find all. So drag this down to see where FIDAT is. So you can see that in this workbook, FIDAT is contained in sheet 2. It's contained in sheet 3. She's contained in sheet 3, 4. From sheet 2, 3, 4. So that's where FIDAT is contained in. And in the first instance, she's contained in sheet 2, cell F7. So if I click on each of these references, it will take me to the worksheet that FIDAT is. So let me click. So because I'm currently on sheet 2 now, FIDAT name is here. If I click on sheet 3, it will take me to where FIDAT is. You can see. Can we all see? So that's how find all works. But if you are making use of find next, what find next does is that it will just list it just one. So you'll be the one to click on find next, find next, find next. So it will not give, it won't give you, it won't enumerate like this where Aisha, I mean where find that is. So let's try that. So the shortcut to find is Control F. So which I've pressed. So look for find that workbook, find next. So you can see that the Excel is automatically taking me to where find that is without enumerating where I'm not giving the list of where find that is. Find next, find next, find next, find next, find next, find next. So that's the difference between find all and find next. So now let's use work within worksheets. So I want to look for find that within this worksheet, and my active worksheet is sheet 4. So click on find. You can either use find or find next depending on your choice. So I'm using find next. I mean find all here. So to see where find that is here. So it's taking me to all the cells where find that is. So that's the difference between what's it called? Find all and find next, and then within worksheet and workbook. So the replace function now is you want to search for a particular name or a particular text in a cell or in a worksheet or in a workbook, and then you want it to be replaced with another name or value. So let's say I want to replace find that's name with find what? Find that, and then replace with Okuyera. So in this case now, I want it to only apply to within this worksheets. So if I select within this workbook, it will affect all the names or all the areas that contains find that. But in this case, I just want to select sheets within this worksheet, and the active sheet is sheet 4. So by doing that, Excel will take this instruction, find that, and replace with Okuyera. So you can click on find all, or you can click on replace all. So if you click on replace all, it will automatically find and then replace the name. Or if you click on find all, it's still the same. So it has find out all the names of finder, and then you click on replace all. If you click on replace, that means the first name that was found, or the first cell where find that name is, it will take out finder's name and then replace. When you use this single replace, it will replace it on just that cell where finder's name has been firstly seen. So by clicking replace all, it will replace all the names where that is with Okuyera. So let's click on. You can see all done. We made 10 replacements. So okay. So you can see now Okuyera. We are having Okuyera all over the places where we formerly have find that. So that's that on find and replace. Then this go to special. So this go to now is actually taking you to to a cell or to a worksheet that has let's say blank cells or contains formulas. So to do that, you can click on you can press Control G, that's the shortcut, go to, or you make use of this area, go to special. So click on go to, so special. So you can see comment, constant, formulas, blanks, current region. So if you select blanks here, click on OK, you can see that it highlighted all the areas that has blank cells. So that's how to use Control G or Control Go to. Control plus G, go to. So let me see how far we have covered. Okay, so I'll be explaining in briefly. Okay, I think I've explained session 3. Okay, session 3 is almost, I've explained some in under this session 3. Why? Because they're interwoven, so it has to come into play like that. So let me explain the Start tab, the page layout, the Data tab, Review tab, the View tab, and Design tab. My battery is almost low, 14%. Okay, let me just explain insert rows, inserting columns, deleting rows, deleting columns. And then I've explained using wrap text and merge center and formatting cells. I've explained this. So let me just explain these 4 elements here. Then we'll continue with the rest tomorrow. Or if NEPA brings our lights, they don't have lights. I don't know. We've been having lights since all this. Well, but if NEPA bring lights before we conclude, we'll continue. So let me just quickly explain this. So inserting rows. Okay, since I've even explained inserting rows now and inserting columns, I have. So I think what is left is just to delete rows and to delete columns. Am I right, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So in a simpler way of deleting, what's it called? Columns and rows, it's still under, it can still be found under the Home tab using this delete. So delete cells, delete sheets, rows, delete columns, delete sheets. So let me use sheets. Okay, let me use this area here. I want to delete row 3 that contains Aisha with 20,000 a month. So to do that, you can navigate to the Home tab and then click on delete sheet rows. Bam, it has went off. Another way of doing this is to use a shortcut. The shortcut to do this is you make use of the command key or the shortcut key, which is control plus minus. Let me remove dummy to clean off the dummy's row on row 3. To do that, you press control minus. It has gone, cleaned off. So to So sorry about that. So for the what's it called? To delete column. So let me say I want to delete column B. You click on delete and then delete sheet columns. That has cleaned off. So the shortcut of doing that too is still to use control minus. Let me remove control E. Sorry, column E rather. Press bag. Control E. So what am I saying? Pardon me. I'm saying control E. As in to delete this, to delete any row or to delete any column, use the shortcut key control minus. So I've deleted column E using the shortcut key. So to add rows or to add columns. So let me say I want to add column. I want to add a row to row 3. I want to add a new row above row 3. That is, Ochuku will come down. So to do that now, highlight row 3 and then press the command key, Control Shift plus, Control Shift and plus. You can see instead of coming to your inserts and then click on insert sheet rows. So for you to be efficient or to be more efficient, just use the command key or shortcut key, Control Shift plus, 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 plus. So it will give you more, what's it called? More row. So to add more columns, the only difference is that you do not include shifts to the command key. So what you do is you highlight, let me put on column E, press Control plus, sorry, Control Shift plus rather, Control Shift plus. Just know that if you want to add any row or column, use the command key and the shortcut key, Control plus Shift plus plus, as in Control Shift and plus. Why to delete any row or any column, use Control and minus. So my battery is getting low now. I would like to end this at this point, and I really appreciate everyone's responses, and irrespective of the number of people present at the meeting, I hope that we've been able to learn one or two things, and then thanks you all as well for the correction that was availed, and we hope to meet tomorrow. We meet tomorrow. So probably the group chats will be opened this evening for everyone to comment. So please do not keep mutes. So let's hear your feedback. Let's take your feedback. It's very crucial. So please, can anyone talk? Can anyone speak so we can conclude that?